There's something I've been thinking about for at least a few years now, and that is, are there any inspirations from real life for our original well-known Kingdom Hearts worlds? Well, today we'll be discussing just that, as I did a bit of digging, a bit of research on the internet. Who would have thought it? I actually did some research. I read a bit of what people are saying to try to come to some sort of conclusion regarding some real-life inspirations for some of our Kingdom Hearts worlds. Now, I won't be talking about Disney worlds in this video, since for a lot of them we already kind of know the setting and know the real life locations where they are set. Also, it is very possible that I screw up and get something completely wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let's go ahead and get the obvious one, the most obvious one out of the way first. That's Quadratum. It's pretty much confirmed at this point. It's everything but confirmed that it's based on Shibuya, Japan, and that's basically it. I'm just gonna get that out of the way first. So starting with my second favorite world, Destiny Islands. Now, Destiny Islands, I've seen a lot of people say that it's based on Hawaii, and while I can definitely see that, I do figure that it reminds me of the Maldives more so than not, with the whole wooden bridges, and the size and the shape of the island is more similar to the Maldives, and also the general urban area. Like if you look at Hawaii, to me Hawaii seems like too much of a big city to be more similar to the size of Destiny Island. So it would also be my personal pick because of the very bright blue sea and the fact that the main area where everyone actually lives, which we see in Cage 2 briefly, looks more so like a small town or village rather than a huge city, which definitely makes the Maldives, in my opinion, a better candidate for this rather than Hawaii. Traverse Town is probably the toughest one to find a match on this list, at least it was for me. But the closest that I found would be Gotland. Am I pronouncing it right? Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But basically, it's this island, and it's located in Sweden. Now, this place, it does resemble Traverse Town in my opinion, because the sort of style of the buildings, the streets look kind of similar but not really. But what really to me stands out really are the buildings and how they're really like close to the road, if that makes sense. They're colorful, the shapes look a lot of like old Victorian style buildings, and that's really what reminds me of Traverse Town here a lot. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe to the YouTube channel, as it would help out a fuck ton. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. Next up, we have Twilight Town, my favorite world. I could not make a list without this one. Now, this one is, in my opinion, in Germany, in a city called Rottenberg in South Bavaria, to be specific. So this place is really like cozy looking, and it really has that Twilight Town vibe. I'm going to be putting up pictures of all these places on screen so you guys can compare them. I'm specifically going to put the most famous picture of that place on screen right now, and you guys can see that it really, to me at least, I don't know if about you guys, but this really does resemble Twilight Town again. It's got that similar sort of style of buildings, these like sort of the streets, the light poles, the sort of narrow streets, like the way that they curve and like the turns go and all that. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically it does resemble Twilight Town a bit more so than not, in my opinion. Moving on, probably the second most obvious one on the list, it's Skull Asylum, and of course, do I even have to say it, that it was probably inspired by Greece, Santorini, Greece to be specific. This just really is a pretty much dead giveaway. This, the water, the buildings, the white buildings, there's no place in the world that I could think of other than Greece which would inspire the design of Skull Asylum. It's pretty much a dead giveaway. There's not much to say about it. Let's move on to the last one. And the last one is the Keyblade Graveyard. Now, this one you can use multiple locations in my opinion, but to me the closest that I found would definitely have to be Red Rock Canyon. Now, Red Rock Canyon, I'm gonna put up a picture right now. It's essentially a desert, and these sort of rocks that pop out like on this screenshot right here really do, for me, resemble the Keyblade graveyard. But again, a lot of places could pass as looking like the Keyblade graveyard because it's essentially just a desert and there's not all that much to it. With that said, I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Do you have any other ideas that I may not have talked about in this video? Also leave a like on the video as it helps out a ton. Until the next video stream, thank you so much for watching and bye bye.